Hello, I'm back. I wanted to say that I went through something yesterday that I really had not gone through in quite a while. I got a little, not depressed, because I did that last spring. I remember getting depressed. That was not fun. But I just got a little mopey because of the situation, and I really couldn't do anything about it, and it ended up working itself out once I stopped worrying. Excuse me, worrying about it. But just wanted to say, it kind of started with that last vlog of mine about what kind of person are you, and then it was kind of there, but then it went away, and then yesterday it just was raw, and then now I'm back up again. So everything's okay. I'd rather not really talk about it because then I'd have to get into too many details, and I'd rather have my friends' approval of me using them in this story. So everything's okay. I'm fine. Let's see, what was I going to talk about? Oh, we're slowly progressing through 7, and then my friend finally said, okay, screw it, we're just going to get this stuff. We're going to go and beat the final boss, then we're going to be done with it, then we're going to move on to another game. That's good. It'll probably take us to the end of this weekend to finish it, depending on how much we need to do. But they said that we should be able to beat the final boss, like, what? So, let's see, what else was I going to say? Oh, and that game is Final Fantasy VII. Then we're going to move on to Legend of Dragoon, because we can't get a copy of Final Fantasy VIII. So, tough luck for us. I don't want to put out a request. Oh, if you have one, please contact me and let me give you my mailing address, because I really don't want to do that. I don't want to be giving out my stuff to massive amounts of people on YouTube. Unless if I know you already. If I, know you, then I'll do that. But pretty much, you out there that know who you are, that know that you have my trust. Okay, that sounded awkward. Okay, whatever. There are only so many people on the net that I trust. Some of those are on YouTube. Those of you who are on YouTube already know who you are. There we go, I think that sounded right. Let's see. Excuse me. Whoa. Don't you hate it after you sneeze once and then you got that tingly feeling, you're just, okay, when's the next one? When's the next one? And kind of weird. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, here, I'll tell you a little bit more about myself. And you probably have already noticed, but for those of you who are watching for the first time, I like to look down a lot. I like to look around my room. Because if I just stare at the screen or stare at the camera, I'm not always going to think of what I'm going to say. But you can tell that as soon as I think of what to say, I'm on that train of thought. And then so I go and look at I look at all my DVDs up there, because usually seeing something there will remind me of a previous event and will remind me of something I want to say that I can connect back to here. And to further expound upon that point, I'm going to go overseas. Okay, I'm going to backtrack backwards a bit. I'm going to go overseas, either in the fall or in the spring. I'm going to do a semester of study abroad. Well, you need 2 teachers, with written approval thing or whatever. Well, one of my teachers was my East Asia Post-1600 class, Miss Elvira Hammond. Excellent teacher. Well, last semester, when I had her as my teacher, I asked... No, not last semester. Last semester I had her for Cultural History of Late Imperial China. What did I... Last fall... No. last spring, so a year ago, I had her as my post-1600 East Asia history teacher. Well, I asked so many questions.
Hello, pardon for that door opening. That was my roommate coming in from his first class. And I'll ask him permission to do stuff while he's in here, but I don't want to do that stuff on camp. What I was talking about was Miss Hammond. A year ago in the spring, was my East Asia Post 1600 teacher, and asked her so many questions in there that she's gotten to know me really well. So, and one of the questions that I would keep asking is how relevant was the information. I mean, you learn it for history's sake, but there's a lot of people that talk about and that you can relate history to the modern day and see lessons learned and or not learned in the past and that apply to the present day and stuff like that. So I'd keep asking her, how can you relate this to modern day China, Japan, Korea, whatever, etc. So like, if you think of one thing in the past, it'll help you think of something in the present, or something in the present will remind you of something from the past, blah blah blah. And that's why I look up at my DVDs, or often look at some piece of stuff in my room that I've just haphazardly put down there. And I know I've got this mic sitting right next to me. It doesn't do anything. I was listening to music, and I thought, I think I'm going to go and finish that video now. Now I've just got to edit it together. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's kind of what's going on. And I hope you have a good day.